Maya is a very fascinating character, and I thought in person, and I thought that reflecting her story over time was quite inspirational, especially given the wide swath of issues she had to deal with, both in terms of her queer identity and her race, and the context of the war that she was growing up in. So I thought that there was a lot of very interesting ideas about the nature of being yourself and being human that I thought Maya was very good at sort of carrying that message and sort of reflecting her life story in a way that I thought was very easy to empathize with and to relate to. So I ended up enjoying the piece for those reasons.
Such an accomplished person and very generous in her openness to discuss and share about her gender transition. I thought it was good to hear of the positive responses she received when she got to work the first time as a woman. I imagine maybe it's in part to her work in the community and the great respect she seems to have in her job as a lawyer and an activist. I enjoyed her humor, and I also did enjoy her motto, which was feel the fear and do it anyway.
It's just so inspiring. I mean, Mia herself is just this joy personified, and her candor, the way that she talks in her interviews, and you just can't help but like her and be inspired by her. And it goes to show you it's never too late. It's never too late to kind of listen to what your heart is telling you and what feels right for you. So I think that the cinematography in this was incredible. The filmmakers did such a great job with that. The music that was under the interviews was great. But the thing that really made this film was Mia herself. And I think that she's going to inspire a ton of people. And I just think it's a beautiful story.
It was very endearing to learn about Mia's life, Mia's transition, and it was very heartwarming to hear that Mia had a relatively smooth transition. She didn't face the same levels of criticism that unfortunately a lot of people who do transition have to face. But because unfortunately what happened with Mia is more of an exception rather than the norm, uh, it was very powerful to see Mia's mission of protecting those who are also going through this transition, especially those who were not as fortunate, such as the case of the kids who had gotten kicked out of their homes uh, because of who they were. Um, and so I do think that that's a very powerful statement. It's a very powerful mission.
This is a really great style for it, and I think it's incredibly informative as well as heartfelt. I think a lot of people, I think the general masses don't fully understand um, transitioning and knowing, and I think hitting this character at an early age, being sure of their desire to transition is big in that. I think you do a really great job of looking at the complexities between um, gender and sexual orientation and separating the two and how they differ, and then how they can meet up as well. I think that's a really interesting point of view, and the story just has a lot of heart to it. I think you do a really great job of pacing. I think the storytelling is easy to follow and quite linear, and
I liked the pace of it. I thought it was a great pace for the length, and it wasn't slow to me. It went by pretty quickly and was very entertaining and interesting, and also kind of enlightening. Like somebody who is attracted to women is in a man's body but doesn't feel right in their body. It's just very interesting. And I like how she said that people were embracing her, especially in that field of business. I would think that it wouldn't be so, accepting for some reason. And then how she said, if you could die as a woman, you feel, if you couldn't die as a woman, you'd feel like you'd never lived. How that was that I took that quote from there, how she had said that to someone, and that was really interesting, and how it choked up the judge. That's what it was. And that really I liked the content in this. I thought the content was all very important and very well selected.